Welcome to Black Maternal Mental Health Week 2022. This week was established by Shades of Blue, so please be sure to check out their website and all of the events that will be happening over the next several days. The theme this year is Collective Efforts for Greater Community Impact and Change. Join Shades of Blue in raising awareness and making maternal mental health a priority. Our RISE branch of POEM centers around serving Black, pregnant, and postpartum birthing people, as well as those who have experienced the perinatal loss. Mental health peer support that is truly for us and by us. As you connect with us this week, we hope to share more with you about Black maternal mental health and the importance of culturally responsive support services.
I have personally struggled with mental health complications for most of my life. And I've also struggled with the stigma that we as Black people can feel when we reach out for help or when we voice these struggles that we're having. My struggles became even more intense during and then after pregnancy. And especially looking back now, I wish that I'd had a program like RISE to uplift me and to support me during that time. That is why I am so honored to be able to do that for other mothers and specifically for other Black mothers. And that is why I rise.
I joined RISE when I was pregnant, and the text and phone support that I received literally saved my life. After my son was born early and after a really tough pregnancy and an emergency C-section, I came back to Poem and went to in-person group sessions and found peer support that just met my need. And I am here at Poem Rise to support African American and Black women to let them know they are not alone in this space, that there's someone that understands what you're experiencing and you can and will recover. So that is why I rise.
My daughter at a young age, and I feel like now I am in a space to where I can continue to encourage other young mothers and mothers in general to try to strive to be their best self, not just as a mother. I feel like being a mother is just one identity of who you are, who you can be, and it can be absolutely empowering. But I also want to always recognize that Black women and the medical industry in general have not really ever had a good relationship, and it continues to be a problem. And I rise because I want my daughter to be able to grow up in the world to where if she does want to become a mother one day, that she will have her voice heard and she will be able to stick up for herself and stand up for others. And so with that, I rise because I want to continue to uplift.
Depression and anxiety has been something that I have always struggled with, but back in 2019 with my second child, I experienced postpartum depression for the first time, and that was definitely very debilitating. I was afraid to talk about it to my peers, my family, and especially to my doctor, but a friend of mine encouraged me to speak to my doctor about it because she had done so, and ultimately my doctor told me that it was extremely normal to feel how I felt. I just love what the RISE program is doing for women of color. It is important that we feel empowered in this moment and in times of pregnancy because Black women die at an alarming rate during childbirth and even postpartum. I am now the program manager for Poem Dayton and helping women, especially women of color, go through something that I have already gone through is important, and that is why I rise.
I became pregnant with my daughter in the fall of 2020. We were at the beginning of the pandemic. I was out of work like so many others. There were a lot of things happening in response to the murder of George Floyd and other Black bodies. Life honestly just felt extremely heavy and sad. I quickly felt the weight of isolation and unable to make sense of experiencing such a joyful time in a dark time. RISE was transformative to my own personal pregnancy and postpartum experience. So, when I think about RISE and I think about that connection and that healing, I want to give that to other people. I want others to come to Rise and feel community, belonging, worthiness. I want everyone's voice to be heard, to be included. I don't want people just to feel safe, but I want them to feel brave enough to speak to what they're feeling in all of its rawness and honesty. I want Rise to be a community that grows and flourishes now and beyond my time. So that is why I rise.
Why we rise. I rise because we really need each other. We understand our struggles. We have felt the depths of our pain. We feel and understand one another and our mistrust. So we have to rise together and rise for us. Who understands Black maternal mental health more than Black mothers? That's why I rise.